Alright, so Record of Ragnarok chapter 90 spoilers. We got this really cool colored cover page. This is one of my favorites that we've had in the series so far. I think it really captures both characters and just exudes aura. With that said, we get a lot of interesting panels, and honestly, these are some of the best drawn ones that we've had in this entire fight. We get this really awesome panel of Susanoo. Let's just start there, where he's cocking back an attack. So much detail, so much aura on him. The white eyes, the demonic eyes, I love that detail. And it seems that he's obviously loading back something sinister. I obviously told you guys in my prediction video, it seemed that the volley was going to go back in Susanoo's favor. And it does seem that that was the case. Okita was getting sliced up. It looks like his arm is bleeding. He took some damage there. I'm not sure what's going on with his sword, but his aura, and he's all there for the smoke as well after he's been cut up. Not backing down an inch. This is going to be an awesome moment when we actually get to see it in the context. I can already tell, but that looks amazing, and that's what I'm talking about this art being incredible. Obviously, it seems that this panel right here is probably in conjunction with the first Susanoo panel I showed. With whatever special attack he uses, the palm over Okita is awesome. The scale of his aura is just exuding over Okita, which I think is really great portrayal of how Susanoo seems as opposition to Okita. This is what he's seeing, and that is really awesome. We also surprisingly get the reveal of Izanagi. We saw him obviously in the other chapters, but we didn't get a face reveal just for them to show us him later. A lot of people are speculating he is a primordial. Obviously, he sits above Amaterasu, Tsukiyomi, and Susanoo. He's their father, and he kind of put them in control, so he's like the head of the pantheon, so to speak. Whether he's a primordial or not, I'm not sure. It doesn't seem that way, because if he's alive here, the primordials are supposed to be gone. Maybe he's the one exception. Maybe this is a flashback. So we'll have to get that information as well. But I'm very interested to see where they go with him. We also get some information about a potential Hades spinoff. Apparently, Hades may be the next character to get a spinoff, which I think is a bit odd, because even as a Qin Shi Huang fan, during that fight, I'm not gonna lie, I was let down that Hades lost. I thought that Hades was gonna win for the story. I thought he was gonna have more plot importance as we continued. That was obviously not the case, and I kind of thought the end of the fight was a little lackluster. And I really wanted Hades to win, despite being a massive fan of Qin. So him getting the spinoff kind of just feels like a consolation prize. Like, we're gonna now get more information on him. We're gonna see more after the fact, when it's like we know how this story plays out for him. The weird thing about these spin-offs is that, you know, with Jack the Ripper's, Lu Bu's, and if you want to count Okita's, although Okita's is a prequel and it came out before Record of Ragnarok was even a thing, I really wish there was more emphasis on it, at least for us. This might be big in Japan, I'm not really sure, but we don't really get translation teams that try to translate these with nearly as much urgency as Record of Ragnarok. I think that's a shame, but I don't know if there's that many people that are interested. I'm not really sure how popular Record of Ragnarok and spin-offs would be. I would cover it if we had more consistent translations, but you really can't find them. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places, but what's the point of these spin-offs, right? The spin-offs don't really tie into anything. Like Lu Bu, for instance, like I said, he had a spinoff. It's just going to be chronicling his life before getting there. I read some of it, and it's like, okay, well, we know how this character dies. We see what happens. So it's almost just like an extended backstory, which is like, why should anybody really care? Jack the Ripper's, I've read a few chapters of that one. I've heard that that one is the best. And that's where we obviously got the reveal of like Jack the Ripper really wasn't Jack the Ripper, which I covered on the page. But it's like, is any of the plot lines in that story going to tie in anything going forward for Jack? I feel like Record of Ragnarok has so much potential, but with it being monthly, I worry about it never reaching the full potential it can get to. That's why I think the spin-offs, if it was me, I'm just giving my opinion, I can only speak for myself, I would do spin-offs of like offshoot moments potentially that are happening as the tournament's going on. But I can see how that could be problematic, because it's like, well, you don't want to spoil if the humans win after, so you can't really continue his story later. How much time can reasonably pass in Ragnarok and offshooting? So I understand that it's a conundrum, but it's like, I just want more information that's pertinent to our story, if that makes any sense. But let me know what you guys think about that. But rant session aside, With Hades, we see that he plays this chess game with Zeus, beat Zeus. Zeus has like an animated reaction to it, and that's really the extent of the context we have so far. No idea what this leads to, no idea if this is just a bonus chapter, it seems that way, or if this is leading to a spinoff like this guy's kind of alluding to. Although there's a ton of conflicting reports and he doesn't seem very confident in what's happening. He doesn't know if the spinoff is legit. He also doesn't know what this apocalypse of the gods thing is going to be. Apparently next month there's supposed to be some kind of fight between gods. Will that continue on the Buddha, Beelzebub, Odin story? That doesn't seem to make much sense, because that seems like it was resolved for the time being. There seemed to be an agreement that they would wait till the end of Ragnarok. We'll see. Will it be something else, something new, a new type of rivalry, or potentially something in the past? Could be awesome. Who knows? But we'll have to wait till next month. We'll be covering it here, so make sure you keep it locked in over here. Subscribe, like, all that, and I'll see you guys in the full breakdown in a couple days. Peace.